Hi Taurus, here's a general look at your solar chart for the whole of 2014, and this is just an outline. If you want more detail and a slightly more in-depth look at what's going on, that'll be on my website. So I won't hang around talking too much about Mercury or the solar eclipses. Mercury is going retrograde 3 times. You'll find the dates for that on my website, and we're going to have 2 solar eclipses, quite important ones for you. One's on April the 29th in your sign, and the other is on October the 23rd in your opposite sign, Scorpio, for you very, very early Taurians. Also, Venus is going to be in a very long transit this year. That's your ruling planet, and Mars. First of all, Venus has gone into Capricorn, went in there on November the 5th, 2013, and will stay in Capricorn, a fellow Earth sign, until March the 6th. And that's a very beneficial angle to your sun sign, and potentially very good news for you. You could be connecting in a very sort of friendly, warm kind of a way with somebody at a distance, or through travel, through intellectual or educational pursuits. I mean, one could say that everything we do is educational in a way, but this isn't like in a formal sort of setting, maybe. And a close relationship could be with someone, you know, when you're visiting faraway places, or you are just very, very much drawn and attracted to an environment which is very far away from where you are most of the time. And also another culture as well. You could get more interested in another culture, and whatever that's through, you know, clothing or food or belief system, religion, whatever it is, and you may have a close or special relationship with somebody who teaches you a lot, somebody with whom you can pool information, but also the information that they have to give you is very enlightening, or you could get closer to a teacher or a student, or team up with someone who has a specialist knowledge, and you see that as a value to you. So there's lots of ways that this one can pan out, and of course I'll be revisiting this later on in in 2014. Mars will enter Libra on December the 8th, 2013, and stay until July the 25th, 2014, which is an extraordinarily long transit for Mars. And it will dynamically activate your area of work and health, and that hints that you'll be working harder on those 2 things. There will be more hustle and bustle because of those 2 things. Or just daily chores, daily duties. You know, if you're working on a project, you know, okay, this is my schedule, now I've got to get cracking, now I've got to get down to it. And this energy works best when you can develop a theme, or, you know, do variations on a theme which in an independent kind of a way, play by your own rules. So if you are working with another or for another, then try to find spaces to work alone as much as you can. Or maybe, you know, you've got to leave the day job as it is, but then you are off and doing something else which you are in control of, and you are putting your energies into that. Because Mars always likes to take his own decisions, you see, and likes to be out in front. This position of Mars also relates to health matters, and you should be the one who kind of initiates things with improvements in health, fitness, diet, but also that can be not just for yourself, that can be for others as well. So working hard to put things in place there. Mars will enhance your stamina and drive, but there could be conflicts with medicos, therapists, service providers of various kinds, co-workers, employers, that kind of things every now and again, because Mars, you know, has this sort of quite irascible nature. Jupiter will be in Cancer until July the 16th, 2014, when it enters Leo. So as the year kicks off, you're in a cycle of developing yourself through communications, through literature, through education, through creative self-expression, and also over the wires. I mean, through networking, exchanging information, improving your communication style, also your people skills, and media, you know, that kind of thing. It could be panning out that way. If you're ready to seize fresh opportunities and learn new things, then you begin to see a range of happier options opening before you as the Jupiterian expansiveness influences you into a more outgoing, positive frame of mind. And more coming and going within a locality, maybe, or maybe more activity within a community where you are exchanging knowledge, or you're learning a lot from that community. It becomes a busy hub of mental activity for you and a learning resource. Or maybe you're the teacher, maybe you're the disseminator of information. Appreciation of another's point of view, or mixing in with people from very different backgrounds, very different lifestyles, very different beliefs, very different expectations from life, you know. That's likely to be a key feature here, and you'll have to get your head around that sometimes. And this is a great time for making new contacts, though, expanding your contact list, your address book, you know, and also for settling things with brothers and sisters, soul brothers and sisters. This is a time when you can take the lesson, whatever the lesson was, to learn from that interaction maybe previously, and then kind of rise above it, move on from there. It's a great period for exploring and getting a broader perspective, channeling your thoughts in some way or other, or maybe just channeling some other kind of consciousness. Your mental map is definitely going to be expanding. And then Jupiter moves into Leo on July the 16th. That goes into your home area, so that expands things on the home base. Maybe there's a new arrival for some of you. Expansion through property, maybe your space, you're changing it, you're getting more expansion there. Maybe you have access to somewhere different, maybe there's more travel that comes into your life, and then you're enjoying that more expanded, bigger horizon, you know. Visitors may be more frequent into your space, you may be visiting more into theirs, and there could be, as I say, more contact with long distance locations, or just a space, a venue that you prefer. And again, you know, family, extended family, community, neighborhood connections, all of that could expand. And in general, I think your emotional feeling of more harmony in your emotions will be coming in there, and you'll be feeling, you know, better and more, maybe more secure emotionally. And that also, you know, there could be something beneficial that's affecting your nearest and dearest as well. And all natives of the sign of Taurus are going to be feeling this energy. You know, some of you may be interested in history and going back into the past and looking at sort of like the family model or lineage or legacy or tradition in somewhere or another, and yeah, and your mind opening because of that. And now Saturn is in this very long transit, due to finish on Christmas Eve 2014 in your opposite sign Scorpio. So this is not an easy time for you in one-to-one relationships, Taurus. And this is a cycle in which you are redefining yourself through close relationships, whether these are long-term ones, or they're more likely to be, or personal ones, professional ones. It could be a little bit of both, really. Now you are being kind of stress tested by the little silver hammer of Saturn banging you on the head, but that comes through others in one-to-one relationships. And This will be a time of you weighing in the balance which alliances are worth the greater effort now demanded from you. But it'll be a kind of a slow process, as it always is with Saturn. So this is a cycle of having to work harder at balancing your needs, requirements, and kind of, you know, expectations really with that of others, and of understanding others in a new way, you know, from their angle. It doesn't mean capitulating, it simply means, you know, to kind of allow them to be where they're at along their path, as it were. And you can feel very frustrated and very exasperated, you know, as this unfolds, and you can see others as being just downright unreasonable and very narrow-minded, and really what's happening is there's a lot of inner stuff, always with Saturn, which rules the shadow, that kind of is coming up in us, that we kind of don't own, and then we just kind of overlay it, project it onto others. So some of you who are interested in psychology or doing inner work might be advised to be looking to yourself a little bit more at this time. But it is true that with some relationships you just won't be inclined to paper over the cracks this time, and you feel, you know, that there's too many hidden stresses in the fabric of a relationship, and you just decide to move on. You may also feel a lack. There's often this thing with Saturn, a fearfulness. Saturn rules fear, Saturn rules lack. So a fearfulness of lacking anybody special in your life. And and that's a difficult one to handle, because it's almost as though, you know, the ghoulies and the ghosties are coming along and going at you. But again, this is part of the stress testing of Saturn. And the underlying message here is for you to restructure yourself through the one-to-one relationship or the lack of it. So your relationship with yourself then, you know, how am I with me? And kind of scrutinize the way you handle close relationships, have handled them historically, I mean, and maybe start working along new lines, because Saturn is about structure as well. So restructuring you know, looking at confronting the flaws and the weaknesses maybe in yourself, once you've decided, you know, whether something is worth going on with, or indeed whether, you know, you want to start again in some way, or indeed you want to sort of continue, but from a new perspective. So you've got to sort of look at your own flaws and weaknesses a little bit there with Saturn. Wherever she goes, for us all, we have to confront our weaknesses and try and get kind of a bit more firmed up in those areas there, and take those areas more seriously. So you must honour your responsibilities. You'll feel very much as though you must honour your responsibilities, but don't do it too rigidly. This is the thing, another thing about Saturn. She's very rigid. So honour those responsibilities, you know, complete the whatever it is, the agreement, the contract, whatever, in a personal or professional relationship, but in the process understand yourself better. If you're old enough, look back 29, 30 years, or 14, 15 years, when the decisions you made then may have a bearing on what is happening now. And you Taurians born 5th of May to the last day of the sign, or from 15 degrees rising, I'm going to feel this energy the most in 2014. And then for many years, Uranus will be transiting this very background, kind of karmic, obscure area of your chart, helping you to understand deeper, your deeper motivations, and maybe developing an interest in psychology, humanitarianism, charity work, reformist groups. The Uranian style of teaching you about your deeper motivations or an underlying problem may be to give you, you know, a short, sharp shock about coming from the outside, and suddenly revealing something which was hidden before, which had eluded you before, where you had a blind spot before. And some of this could be connected to relationships or health, or any other area of life. What would be good to be working with more here is nurturing yourself and spirituality and art, and nurturing yourself in whatever way you choose, of course. This is an innovative alternative vibration, and you could discover new approaches which are not mainstream in some way. You could be doing a magnum opus. You could be doing a great project away, you know, in the background, and it could be an inspiring time for you children of the bull. And you Taurians born 28th of April to the 7th of May, or with 8 to 17 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most. For many years, Neptune has been at the top of your chart, kind of muddying the waters with your outer image, your reputation, your standing in the world. It's difficult to sort of crystallize it in a very solid kind of way, other than you as the servant, more the servant to others, and more the willing and steadfast supporter of others. Now Neptune has finally left that area, and and that means that that area now will come more together, you as an individual in your own right out there in the world, people recognizing what they missed about you before. So that's good news. Neptune's left this area and has now gone into a far more friendly angle to your sun sign, allowing more clarity about direction. And now this new incarnation of Neptune is that with friends you will be required to be supportive, empathic, show compassion, more aware of a pull now to become involved maybe in groups which serve, like charities or you know, a good cause of some way, and connecting with kindred spirits and a special group. And of course I'll revisit that over 2014. You Taurians born the 23rd to the 28th of April, or 3 to 8 degrees rising, are going to feel this energy the most. And Pluto now in Capricorn, again in a very good angle to your sun sign, although Pluto's action can be very radical. It is in a positive angle. That means for several years Pluto will continue to bring a deeper awareness to you. You know, it's deepening you. It's making you value others and the world from some deeper place. And you're finding the thread of your own personal truth amid the myriad twists and turns of fate. You're growing in an understanding, and maybe getting interested in a different system of thought or spirituality, and you're having more tolerance for the angle, the slant that others have, and the rose-tinted spectacles tend to fall away, and you begin to realize how something really always was, but you never actually really saw it that way, or someone. And you begin to see, you know, them warts and all. And you Taurians, and actually a great teaching can come to you now. A teacher, you know, if you're a spiritual seeker, then this is a great time, but also you can be that teacher who has a profound effect on others too. And you Taurians born 30th of April to the 4th of May, with 10 to 14 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most in 2014. And that's it for 2014. I wish you a very happy and interesting and challenging new year, and I'll see you again soon.